Hello, Willowbrook family. Today's daily Devo is from Exodus chapter 18. Have you ever said, if you want something done right, just do it yourself? Well, years ago, that was my predominant attitude. You see, in my very early days at Willowbrook, way over 20 years ago, we used to produce a good bit of cinematic production, usually in the form of short Christian movies between 5 and 10 minutes long. I had a good group of people that served as the crew, and I had a talented group of actors. But what was a little unique at the time was that I personally owned most of the production equipment. Well, just like today, production equipment back then was very, very expensive. And to be honest, I did not do a very good job of keeping my team encouraged. You see, I micromanaged them. I jumped in and tried to do their jobs for them. And every time we used my equipment, I reminded them how much it cost. I would say, hand me that $300 light, or take the $20,000 camera back to the van. And often I would be very businesslike and short about it, since I was failing under the pressure of trying to do it all. I later referred to that as being in production mode. And let me tell you, that's not a compliment. Well, to be honest, it's very embarrassing now to admit that I used to be that way at every single production. Well, anyway, one day the team all got together and they lovingly gave me a good old-fashioned intervention. They told me the way that I was doing this ministry was not good. They said I wasn't trusting them to do the ministry that God had called all of us as a team to do. And I needed to quit trying to do everything alone. And you know what? They were exactly right. And even to this day, I still have to work on not being in production mode. Now, something similar happened in Exodus 18 when Jethro, who was the father-in-law of Moses, came to visit him at Mount Sinai. Jethro had brought Moses' family from Midian. Now, more than likely, Moses had sent them there to protect them from the wrath of Pharaoh during the times of the plagues in Egypt. Well, anyway, Moses and Jethro had a good talk, and Moses told him the story of all the things God had done to grant them their freedom from Pharaoh and the Egyptians, and all the hardship that had befallen them on their journey, and how the Lord delivered them. Jethro rejoiced over the goodness of the Lord. Then together, Jethro and Moses took a burnt offering and made sacrifices to God, thanking him for his faithfulness. But the next day, the story gets interesting. You see, Jethro notices that Moses sat to judge the people. In other words, to hear their grievances with each other. And he did it all day long, just like he would sometimes do day after day after day. So Jethro lovingly pulls Moses aside, just like my team did for me, and said, "What you're doing is not good. You are going to wear out yourself and also these people. You cannot do this alone." Jethro goes on to tell Moses that he should find godly, able men and delegate some of this work to them. These men would oversee thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens. And instead of feeling like Jethro was not minding his own business, Moses embraced the idea, and things went smoother after that. Moses had time to teach the people about God and his ways, and the people had to wait less time to have their issues resolved. Jethro did a great service to Moses, just as my team did for me. The fact is, God loves using people as a part of his plan and his work. So, if you're struggling to accomplish God's assignment, maybe you need to be open for God to allow others to help you. Or if you are already a part of a delegated team of people helping, remember that God blesses all equally, whether you're over thousands, hundreds, fifties, or even tens. Dwight L. Moody once said, "It is better to set 100 men to work than to do the work of 100 men." Have a great day in the Lord, Willowbrook.